Are you ready to embark on a journey of true spiritual discovery? Welcome, seekers of the spirit quest, to an adventure unlike any other. In the realm of spiritual growth, where each step brings us closer to enlightenment, we face obstacles that challenge our resolve. These anti-spiritual elements threaten to steer us off course, but within them lies a profound opportunity for transformation. Guided by the wisdom of spiritual guru Dolores Cannon, we will uncover the secrets to achieving spiritual alignment. Join us as we explore the 7 crucial factors that stand between us and true spiritual harmony. Together, we'll dive deep into transformative insights and empower ourselves with the tools needed for spiritual growth. Subscribe to our channel today and embark on this enlightening journey with us. Let's unlock the secrets to spiritual empowerment and enlightenment, one soul at a time. 1. Tackling negative thoughts and self-talk. Ever feel like your own worst critic? That inner voice that always highlights the negatives? It's like facing a formidable opponent on the journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Negative thinking and self-talk can be real energy vampires, draining our enthusiasm and holding us back. When we let those negative thoughts take over, we get stuck in a never-ending cycle of gloom and doom. They distort our view of the world and make it harder to reach our goals. At the heart of it all is our ego, playing tricks on us, feeding off fear and insecurity. But here's the thing, we don't have to let it win. By challenging those negative thoughts and beliefs, we can break free from the grip of pessimism. It's about recognizing that we're worthy, capable, and deserving of all the good things life has to offer. So let's flip the script on negative self-talk and start believing in ourselves. When we do, we open up a world of possibilities and embrace a future filled with hope and positivity. To shake off the chains of negative thinking, we need to tune into our thoughts and beliefs, realizing they're not set in stone. It's like becoming detectives of our own minds, spotting the sneaky patterns of negativity, whether it's harsh self-criticism, comparing ourselves to others, or always expecting the worst. Here's the exciting part. Once we shine a light on these gloomy thoughts, we can start to challenge them. It's about swapping those dreary perspectives for ones that lift us up and make us feel unstoppable. And guess what? Mindfulness is our secret weapon. By grounding ourselves in the here and now, we can quiet the noisy chatter in our heads and find a little slice of serenity. By staying mindful and questioning our negative thoughts, we pave the way for a brighter, more positive outlook on life. Ever wonder how to quiet the chaos in your mind and find some inner peace? It's all about mindfulness, like meditation, focusing on your breath, or even just paying attention to how your body feels. These practices help us step back and watch our thoughts without getting all judgy about them. It's like clearing out space in our heads so we can think more clearly and feel less overwhelmed. But wait, there's more. Ever heard of the power of gratitude? Turns out it's a game changer when it comes to kicking negative thoughts to the curb. By taking a moment to appreciate the good stuff in our lives, we start seeing things in a whole new light. When we train our brains to see the abundance around us, rather than focusing on what's lacking, it's like flipping a switch to a happier, more positive mindset. Suddenly, we're tapping into this endless well of joy and resilience, ready to take on whatever life throws our way. So, whether it's through mindfulness or gratitude, there are plenty of ways to banish those negative thoughts and embrace a brighter outlook on life. 2. Getting too attached to stuff. Ever find yourself a bit too obsessed with your things? It happens to the best of us on our spiritual journey. We get caught up in owning stuff, thinking it defines who we are and what makes us happy. But here's the scoop. Our worth isn't measured by our possessions. In a world where flashy stuff is celebrated, it's easy to get sucked into that trap. We start thinking, if I have this, I'll be happy. But deep down, we know it's not true. Real happiness comes from within, not from how much stuff we have. It's about finding joy in the little things and cherishing experiences over possessions. We often believe that owning more stuff will make us happier. It's like we think our happiness is hiding in the next purchase or the fanciest gadget. We get attached to the idea that having more things equals success and worth. We start measuring our value by the size of our bank balance or the latest gadgets we own. But here's the kicker. It's a never-ending chase. No matter how much we accumulate, that feeling of longing never really goes away. It's like we're stuck on a treadmill, always reaching for more but never quite getting there. Turns out, true happiness doesn't come from stuff after all. True contentment comes from within, and it's found in the moments and experiences that fill our lives with meaning and joy. Let's shift our focus from accumulating things to appreciating the richness of our experiences and the connections we make along the way. Ever find yourself chasing approval from others and losing sight of what truly matters to you? It's like we're always after shiny things, hoping they'll fill some void in our lives. But here's the thing. Our worth isn't tied to what we own. To break free from this obsession with stuff, we need to dig deep and reconnect with what really makes us tick. Start by asking yourself why you want all those things. Do they align with your true values? Are they helping you grow spiritually? Once you start unraveling those motivations, it becomes easier to let go of materialism's hold on you. It's not about giving up everything you own, it's about finding freedom from the idea that stuff equals happiness. By practicing detachment, you'll discover a whole new level of fulfillment, one that doesn't rely on how many things you have. Loosening our grip on specific outcomes and stuff makes room for more inner peace and growth. And guess what? Gratitude plays a big role here. When we stop fixating on what we don't have and start appreciating what we do, it's like a whole new world opens up. Suddenly, we see abundance everywhere, in the people we love, the experiences we cherish, and even the simple joys of everyday life. So here's the bottom line. Getting too hung up on stuff can hold us back on our spiritual journey. But if we take a step back, examine why we want what we want, and learn to let go a bit, we can break free from that cycle. Let's shift our focus from what we own to what truly matters. The richness of our relationships, the beauty of the world around us, and the growth happening within ourselves. Because that's where the real treasure lies. 3. Getting caught up in ego. Ever feel like you're trapped in your own head? That's the ego talking, the part of us that's all about me, me, me. It's like a little voice that tells us we're separate from everyone else and that we have to prove ourselves to be worthy. It's why we compare ourselves to others and constantly seek validation. But here's the kicker. It's all an illusion. The ego wants us to believe we're defined by our achievements and possessions. But deep down, we know there's more to us than that. When we let the ego call the shots, it's like being stuck on a hamster wheel of comparison, doubt, and seeking validation. We end up playing this exhausting game of measuring ourselves against everyone else, trying to keep up appearances and earn approval. But that's not the real us. The ego is like a made-up version of ourselves, built from all the thoughts and beliefs we've picked up along the way. From our families, society, you name it. Deep down, beyond all the ego noise, there's something truly special about us, a kind of inner light that connects us to everything else in the universe. To get there, we need to peel back those ego layers. It starts with paying attention. By taking a step back and watching our thoughts and feelings like a curious observer, we can start to see those sneaky ego patterns for what they are. Once we see through the ego's tricks, we can start to connect with our true selves, finding peace and authenticity beyond the constant need for validation. So, let's take a moment to quiet that ego and embrace the real us, the one that's connected, whole, and truly free. Ever feel like you're lost in the ego maze? It's like being stuck in a never-ending cycle that keeps us from really connecting with our true selves. But there's a way out. It starts with looking inward. By asking ourselves tough questions and digging deep, we can begin to chip away at that ego armor and rediscover our spiritual side. And here's a secret weapon. Humility. It's about realizing that we're all in this together, connected to each other and everything around us. When we embrace that sense of interconnectedness, the ego starts to lose its grip. Humbling ourselves is like hitting the pause button on the whole comparison game. Instead of trying to one-up everyone else, we start seeing them as teammates on this crazy journey called life. And guess what? Being mindful helps too. When we stay present and aware of our thoughts and actions, it's easier to spot when the ego tries to sneak back in and steal the spotlight. Ever tried hitting the pause button on life's chaos? It's like giving yourself a much-needed breather from the ego's constant chatter. This mindfulness creates space for us to reconnect with our true essence, fostering a deeper sense of peace and authenticity. So, let's take that pause and embrace the journey to our real, interconnected selves. When we take a moment to simply be, without judging or overthinking, it's like peeling away the layers of our ego and getting closer to our true selves. Here's the cool part. Meditation, breathing exercises, and self-reflection can help us tap into that inner peace and clarity. It's like discovering a calm oasis amidst life's chaos. The bottom line is this: letting our ego run the show keeps us from being our authentic selves and connecting with what truly matters. But here's the good news. Our true selves aren't defined by all that ego noise. Deep down, we're full of love, wisdom, and compassion. That's the real us, and that's what we should strive for. Breaking free from our fear of change starts with opening our minds and hearts to new possibilities. Instead of clinging to the past or worrying about the future, let's focus on embracing the present moment. By staying present, practicing mindfulness, and taking time for self-reflection, we build our resilience. It's like preparing ourselves to gracefully handle life's twists and turns with less stress and more ease. 4. Fear of change. Ever notice how we tend to cling to what we know, even if it's not really helping us? It's like we're hardwired to stick with the familiar, afraid of what might happen if we step into the unknown. But here's the thing. On our journey of spiritual growth, being afraid to change can really hold us back. Change is the rhythm of life, always moving and shifting, guiding us along our path. When we dig our heels in and resist, we end up stuck in the past, missing out on chances to grow, heal, and become our best selves. Change can make us feel like we're stepping into the great unknown. We hold on to what we know for dear life, afraid of losing control. We worry about what's coming next, if we'll be able to handle it, and if things will ever be the same again. So we stick to what's comfortable, even if it's not really what's best for us. Yet when we push back against change, we end up stuck in place, missing out on chances to become better versions of ourselves. Change isn't something to avoid. It's a chance to bloom, to stretch our wings, and see what amazing things life has in store for us. So, let's throw open the door to change and welcome it with open arms. Who knows what incredible adventures it might bring? Breaking free from our fear of change starts with opening our minds and hearts to the possibilities ahead. Instead of holding on to what's behind us or worrying about what's to come, let's focus on soaking up the here and now. By staying present, embracing mindfulness, and carving out time for self-reflection, we're like sculptors chiseling our resilience. It's as if we're preparing ourselves to gracefully waltz through life's twists and turns, with more elegance and less stress. Moreover, it's high time we eased our grip on trying to micromanage everything and began trusting in the universe's magic. When we release the worry about outcomes and surrender to the flow, it's akin to surfing life's waves effortlessly. By releasing our tight grasp on specific results, we create space for synchronicity and positive energy to flow freely. Suddenly, change isn't a dreaded foe. It's an open invitation to spread our wings, reach for the stars, and dive into the wonders life holds. So, here's the deal. Clinging to our fear of change only stifles our growth into the incredible beings we're destined to become. Yet with a sprinkle of openness, flexibility, and faith in the universe's grand design, we can bid resistance farewell and plunge into a world brimming with boundless opportunities. Let's rewrite the narrative on change. Instead of fearing it, let's embrace it wholeheartedly. After all, who knows? It might just be the very catalyst propelling us toward our greatest adventures and brightest moments. 5. Carrying emotional baggage. Do you ever feel like you're carrying around a heavy backpack filled with old hurts and wounds? It's as though these unresolved issues from our past are weighing us down, making it difficult to find that inner peace we all long for. Whether it stems from a challenging childhood, a painful breakup, or another tough experience, these memories can leave lasting marks. And if we don't address them, they have a way of resurfacing and causing more pain. Have you ever noticed how these old wounds can catch us off guard, stealing our happiness and preventing us from truly being ourselves? It's like we're stuck in a cycle, replaying the same painful scenarios repeatedly. Instead of fully embracing the present, we find ourselves tangled in the past, haunted by memories that refuse to fade. And this constant replaying can feel like being trapped in a never-ending nightmare, leaving us feeling anxious and disconnected. But here's the thing. When we avoid dealing with our old wounds, they can manifest in various subtle ways, from depression and anxiety to turning to unhealthy coping mechanisms or disrupting our relationships. These wounds have a sneaky way of affecting our lives. It's like our minds are trying to protect us from pain by numbing it, but in the end, it only traps us in a cycle of suffering. Healing feels distant, and we're left feeling incomplete. Breaking free from emotional baggage means confronting our past and embarking on a healing journey. It's about acknowledging our experiences, expressing our emotions, and leaning on our support system. Whether that's friends, family, or a knowledgeable professional. Therapeutic approaches like talk therapy, body-centered methods, and techniques such as EMDR can work wonders in unpacking and healing trauma. They provide safe spaces for us to delve deep, release pent-up pain, and begin rebuilding ourselves. In addition, incorporating spiritual practices like meditation, deep breathing, and energy healing can greatly aid our healing journey. These practices help calm our nervous system, release emotional burdens, and access our inner resilience. By combining these spiritual tools with therapy, we're approaching healing from all angles: mind, body, and soul. This holistic approach paves the way for genuine peace, inner wholeness, and personal growth. The bottom line: carrying old wounds and emotional baggage can hinder our spiritual journey, preventing us from discovering deep-seated peace and true fulfillment. But here's the good news. We don't have to remain stuck in pain. By bravely confronting our past, seeking support, and committing to the healing process, we can overcome these obstacles and step into a new chapter of self-discovery and transformation. Let's embark on this journey with courage and compassion, knowing that beyond the pain there's liberation and happiness waiting for us. 6. Neglecting self-care and boundaries. Ever find yourself chasing that Zen vibe but feeling like your tank's on empty? Turns out, prioritizing self-care and setting boundaries is key on this journey. But here's the kicker. Many of us forget to give ourselves top billing. We end up stretched thin, totally drained, and losing sight of our true selves. Forgetting self-care can rear its head in various ways, like skipping workouts, burying emotions, or slacking on our spiritual practices. And when we neglect ourselves, it's like trying to run on fumes, unable to bring our best to the table. We wind up feeling wiped out of sync, and just not like ourselves. Plus, neglecting boundaries. It's like leaving the door wide open for others to tread all over us. Without those clear lines, we feel taken advantage of, overwhelmed, and utterly spent. We say yes to things we should say no to, and before long, we're swamped with resentment and frustration. So here's the scoop. It's time to put ourselves first and draw those lines in the sand. It's about carving out time for activities that uplift us, whether it's hitting the gym, zoning out with meditation, or simply soaking up nature's tranquility. When we nourish our bodies, minds, and spirits, it's like we're refueling our inner engines with positive vibes. With this strong foundation, we're equipped to face whatever challenges the spiritual journey throws our way. And let's talk about setting boundaries in our relationships. It's crucial. It's about recognizing when to say no to things that drain us, advocating for our needs, and making our stance clear to others. When we stand firm and honor these boundaries, it's like we're safeguarding our precious energy and preserving our inner peace. And with that peace of mind, we're free to shine brightly and bring our best selves to the forefront. So, here's the deal. Neglecting self-care and neglecting boundaries can seriously derail our spiritual journey. It's like missing out on all the good stuff, like feeling fantastic and cultivating amazing relationships. But here's the silver lining. When we prioritize self-care and boundaries, it's like opening the floodgates to a world of positivity. We feel happier, more fulfilled, and deeply connected to ourselves and those around us. Let's commit to putting ourselves first and establishing those boundaries. Because when we do, we're living our most authentic, balanced lives, owning it, real, and thriving. 7. Chasing approval. Ever catch yourself craving praise and validation from others? It's like we're constantly searching for external approval to feel worthy. But here's the scoop. Depending on others for our self-esteem only leaves us feeling shaky and adrift. It's as if we're missing out on that inner spark of confidence that truly ignites our spirits. To break out of this cycle, we've got to start believing in ourselves, regardless of others' opinions. It's about embracing our authenticity, flaws included, and recognizing just how awesome we are, flaws and all. So, let's wave goodbye to the need for external validation and start trusting our own intuition. When we do, we're reclaiming our sense of worth and fully embracing our authentic selves. Rising above the craving for external validation is like unlocking our superpowers and reaching new heights on our spiritual journey. It's about getting real with ourselves and forging a profound connection with our true selves. All right, here's the deal. Let's cheer for every step we take on this crazy journey. Every hurdle is a chance for us to evolve and understand ourselves better. Thanks for being part of this voyage of self-discovery and development with the Soul Wisdom Channel. We've plumbed the depths of the soul, learning how to foster self-awareness, embrace our true selves, and cultivate inner peace. But guess what? Our adventure isn't over yet. There's still a whole world of exploration and revelation ahead of us. So, if you're ready to dive deeper into the soul's wisdom, hit that subscribe button and join our community of kindred spirits. Let's keep lifting each other up as we navigate life's twists and turns with grace and insight. Together, let's set out on a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and spiritual expansion. Don't miss out on the latest insights and guidance. Hit subscribe now, and let's embark on this transformative journey side by side.